Hey guys, so I am back with more printable burlap sheets, and I have to tell you, I have found a new friend. This stuff is amazing, and I think you're going to love today's craft. It is super cute. I wasn't sure if it was going to work, but I think it is totally going to work. So I took some of this printable burlap, which I showed you on Monday, and in case you didn't see that video, it's called Creative Essentials. It's made by Springs Creative, and they have a website. When I looked at their website, they do a lot of fabric, so this is not actually on their website. I couldn't find it on there, but I did contact them and ask them if they could get me a link so I could link you guys to buy it. For those of you who can't, run out to Walmart or what have you. So they told me as soon as they had a link, they would send it to me. Apparently they're working on getting a link to it on the Walmart site. So we're working on that. And it is amazing. You just run it through your printer and it works just like paper. So I was concerned about this, that I wanted to try, but it worked. So here's what I did. I took one sheet of this and I printed with color. Now look at that. Oh my gosh, I'm so in love with it. What I did was I went into my graphics program, and in case any of you are wondering, I use Inkscape. It's Inkscape, and it's a free download, and it's not extremely simple to use, but it's also not really hard to use. But I just went in there and just played around until I made this. And what I did was I made this piece here and then put the lines to divide it, went in and filled in the color, really simple, put in my trick or treat word, and then I did these little dashes that look like stitching lines in there. I don't know if the camera's picking them up. Let me bring it up closer. Oh yeah, see the stitching line? So cute. So here's my plan. I'm going to cut out around this, but I want some burlap out here. So I'm going to cut out about almost an inch away. I want a good bit of burlap left because I like how it looks against the ink. Look how easy that is. I mean, so simple. And in some places I got a little more than an inch, and in others I didn't, but that's no big deal. Then I have a piece of canvas. This is something I use a lot of times if I'm going to paint on fabric. This will be something I paint on, and I'm going to use this as a backer for this. I'm just going to trace this on and then cut it out. Now when I cut it out, I'm going to cut just inside of that line, because I don't want this to show through. Okay, so now I've cut out this piece that's going to go with it here. Now, while I'm thinking about it, my husband had asked me, man, how much ink does that use? And I don't have a way to gauge how much ink that it uses, but what I will tell you is my printer thinks it's just printing on a piece of paper, so I don't think it sends out more ink than it normally does. Somebody with more printer skills can say something about that in the comments, but I mean, it prints perfectly. Okay, now for the fun part. We are going to hot glue these two together. Now, I want to leave the bottom open, so I'm just going to hot glue from about here, maybe even from here, up around to there. So let's do that really quick. If my glue gun is ready, and I think it is. Now, one thing that's really cool about this printable burlap is that on the back it has that laminate, and I think that's going to help my hot glue seal. You know, that laminate may kind of melt in with it. Let's flip it over and see what we got going on. That's pretty simple right there. Okay, now I want to stuff it. I think this is going to be what I have here is just some of that polyester fiber fill, and I'm just going to treat this like a pillow and just stuff it. And I want to kind of get it all the way to that hot glue line, because that's what's going to give it that kind of wrinkle that we want it to have. And I'm going to stuff it pretty tight. Now then, I've got it stuffed really tight. See how puffy? Let me turn to the side. See how puffy that is? And now I'm going to run some hot glue around that canvas on the inside and seal it shut. You just want to line that up. The other cool thing about that laminate on the back of this burlap is the hot glue doesn't really come through onto your fingers like regular burlap. Now you're going to hold that for a minute and let that get good and sealed because you don't want your stuffing to just go flying out everywhere. I'm just going to kind of work it and try to get some of that stuffing to kind of puff up the bottom now a little bit. Look how cute this is. Now, you could just make this a hanging piece. Just hang it like it is, put some ribbon on it or do something like that. But I have one more thing I'm going to do to it. One thing I think I want to do is I want to ink the edges. I think that'll be cute. So I'm going to use some vintage photo. Oh yeah, that looks really good. It also helps the edges to kind of release a little bit and fray. Can you believe how easy this is? Okay, here's what I want to do. I bought this black wreath at Michael's right when the season, right during Halloween season. And I was going to turn it into something else, and when I got this burlap, I'm like, no, I know what I'm doing with it. So, I'm just going to fluff it out a little bit. And I'm not sure how big this wreath is. I think it's like a 12-inch. It's not very big. And you can see it pretty good. And then here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hot glue this guy right in the center of this, just kind of like that. So I'm going to put hot glue on the chubby parts of the pillow. And I'm not going to be shy with it because I want it wherever it touches to stick. You can be more specific, but because of the video, I want you to be able to see me just literally stick it down here. I'm just going to kind of sink that in and let that adhere itself down. Isn't that going to be precious? It's going to be really cute in pictures when I can show you. Keep fluffing a little bit. And now it needs a bow. So what I'm going to do is fold this on itself one time. Then I'm going to fold this side down on itself. This was the very end of the roll, you can see. Okay, now I'm just going to gather it in the middle. And I'm going to trim this edge off. I don't need a very big bow for this one. Here's the thing about Geo-Mesh, you can't mess it up. That's what I love about it. It is user friendly even if the user is not friendly. You could trim this down before if you want to, but this way I can get it exactly the size of the bow I want. So let's trim that little point off. Alright. There was a little piece of string loose, and I'm just wrapping it around just to hold it temporarily for me. Put a tiny dot of glue there. Because it's just holding it just for a second. Sit that right there. Okay. Now I want to put this on there too. I want to put this in the middle. And I'm going to take this guy and tie this bow around it. And what will happen is, this is not very full-bodied ribbon, but the Geo-Mesh will make this be much fuller. And if you're making ribbon projects and you're not real sure about ribbon, here's your tip. always get double-sided ribbon and make sure that both sides look the same. Then all you do is tie a bow and fluff it up like this, and you know you're okay. If you don't do that, you have to fiddle with getting the ribbon in the right place. So double-sided ribbon that looks the same on both sides is a lifesaver. And also sharper scissors. These are my utility scissors. I shouldn't be using them for this, but it's what I had handy. Okay. So here's this. So that ties in the burlap a little bit. And I love houndstooth with orange. I think that is so cute. Let's bring the wreath back. So here's our wreath. Okay. And I kind of want this to be to one side. Something like this on one side of it. I don't know. It's kind of cute at the bottom too. Nope, I want that candy corn to be a little crooked, so I'm going to put this at the bottom of a crooked candy corn. That's what I'm going to do. And, again, I'm just going to hot glue it on. Good bit of hot glue. I'm going to let it do the work. And I also have these little guys that I purchased back when I bought this wreath because I was going to do something totally different with it. But I think this would be cute to give it a little sparkle. I like using the sparkle with the burlap and the rustic look. So I think I'm going to put these in here next to it. Just something like that for some color. And all I did was just run some hot glue and I'm going to stick that in there and let that grab. Now, you can stop right here. I'm going to hang this up for you to get a better picture of it. But the focal point of this project is this printable burlap. Look how good that looks. And wait till you see it in pictures. Guys, I hope you go get some of this burlap. And again, when I get the link, I'll put it on my blog and let you guys know. So be sure to go up to the blog and subscribe so you'll get a notice when that happens. But it's amazing. Go check it out. It is in the Walmart craft section. And this is what it looks like. And it comes with 3 sheets for like $2.97. So, there you go, guys. And this does it for Halloween. I am now beginning my Christmas series. As of Monday, we will start Christmas. I'm very excited. I've been preparing for a long time, and I think you guys are going to like a lot of the projects that are coming up. So, I will see you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.